Okay, I'm super excited about this week. We're really going to go a little bit deeper and we're going to talk about one of my favorite chakras. One of the greatest gifts we give ourselves is hoarding. We hoard in the solar plexus, and we're going to talk about that today. So a couple things is I am using the author incubator mug because I have 2 weeks to complete the book based on these chakras. So that is super exciting. So within the 2 weeks, everything that you've been learning over the couple of weeks with me will be in book form, which is exciting. And this morning we are having a delightful organic ginger tea, and I chose uplifting because the topic today is not necessarily all that uplifting, but it can be super, super, super duper uplifting with a little bit of like tweaking and a little bit of love from yourself. So one of the things I really love about the solar plexus is the fact that it is the truest of places where we carry our belief systems about ourselves. So first and foremost, I just want to talk to you guys about the resistance we feel with our solar plexus. So if at any point you felt like you were in imposter syndrome, right? So if at any point you felt that you did not have what it took or were not good enough or needed more to be successful, and who are you to do this job, and you had any of these kinds of belief systems rolling through your body, this ties into your solar plexus. Imposter syndrome, if you are feeling it, guys, is totally a solar plexus issue. So let's just take this off the table and explain why we get into that mindset of being the imposter. So our solar plexus is a place where we store everything that people have ever said to us. Consider it like you open up a storage compartment, good morning, Nikki, and shove every thought or belief that somebody has given you about yourself right in there. And then you sometimes close it and never look at it again. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't like this. I want to deal with this. I want to get through that. But it all starts with something that we might be carrying from as early on as something that our parents have said to us. So like, for instance, if you were told as a kid to keep your mouth closed all the time, like, geez, why are you so loud? Why do you talk so much? Can't you just be quiet? In those moments, you will adopt this belief system that your words don't matter. So why would you talk anyway? Because it didn't matter if you did or if you didn't. Maybe you were in a relationship where there was no compromise, right? Where nothing that you said had value. So you just got into the habit of just not talking anymore. And you believed again that your voice had no meaning and the words that you said didn't matter. So you stopped using your voice because in your belief system was that it didn't have any value at all. Maybe as a kid you were told, you know what? You are here to be seen. I don't want to know anything about you. And maybe you were kind of shy in high school because you didn't quite fit in and all of these. And you took on this belief system that you were invisible and that you needed to hide because you just didn't have anything to offer the world anyway. So you kind of go into this little place of being you'll say you're shy or introverted and these kinds of things, but really it's a belief that nobody wants to see you anyway. Right? So you will take in all of these kinds of thoughts, feelings of others, and it continues on. Maybe your family said when you were in school, why are you getting these grades? They're not good enough. You should be able to do more than this. You should be better in sports. Why are you not good at these things? And in those moments, you will have adopted into your belief system, into these core values of your very essence, that you're not good enough. And for years, you might be holding on and carrying these things and making them part of your DNA and your belief system in yourself. And they are not. What they are is somebody else's perception or version of yourself that may be still playing a record in your mind that you are these things. If you are also that person who, whenever you go to do something, you feel like you don't have enough. Like, I can't do that. I need to get yet another certification. But yet, you have a file folder with like 20 things in it that says you're pretty much an expert. But yet you feel that you don't have what it takes to be successful. So you keep striving to get or find the one thing that will give you that sensation or feeling. But that's inside you. That's already there, right? And so like in the solar plexus, everything you can adopt as a belief system in yourself. And you may find yourself doing it without even realizing it. So you might be over at your family's for holiday dinners and your weight comes up all the time. And so you start to believe what people are saying, like you must be overweight or you must not look good because your family is constantly bringing these things up. And they're not doing it to be hurtful or mean. They just do it because that's just who they are, right? But at the same time, you're not protecting yourself or dealing with those thoughts, feelings, and emotions anyway. So you just kind of open up your solar plexus and go, whoosh, and it goes, slam it down. We'll deal with this later. I don't want to do this right now. But when you go home, you kind of sit there in your chair after eating and you've eaten this big meal and you're just like, man, I don't feel good. I feel like bloated. I feel uncomfortable. I feel like this. And you start to believe the patterns that your family has told you. So how do we clear out our solar plexus? How do we get to a place where this no longer bothers us, or what we've heard as a child or in an adolescence in high school if the kids were mean and you just started to like hide into yourself? And so if you are feeling like your words don't matter, you have no voice, nobody wants to see you, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, and you're an imposter, how do we get rid of that? Okay. So one of the things that we got to do is be willing to give these things away and change the patterns that created them in the first place. Right? So you need to be able to say to yourself, I'm going to take this thing, because guys, sometimes the solar plexus gets like really crowded. Like you can totally carry a shit ton of stuff in there. And so like you've got to be really conscious of taking them out one at a time and not just opening up the door and letting it all pile out, because it's a lot of emotion. You can go through a lot of stuff at one time. But when this chakra gets cleared, it clears everything from you get so much clarity out of this one, right? So you're going to open it up and you're going to take one of these things out, which is, why do I feel like my voice doesn't matter? Why do I feel like I can't hold space to have a conversation and nobody wants to hear what I have to say? Because that's really crazy. And I know that there's things that I know I'm passionate about that I want to share with the world. So you're going to take that belief system out and you're going to bring it to a space where you can call on to where it happened, why it happened, who gave it to you, right? And you're going to honor it. You're going to honor that feeling. You're going to say, okay, so-and-so said this, and you will be able to remember, because we carry these things, because the solar plexus is the vault of memories, where it's like you can remember the exact moment you felt that thing. And so you'll be like, ugh, I don't really want this. I want to have my voice. So I'm gonna say thank you to the person who said it, because I'm sure they had some meaning when they said it, even if it's not mine. Everybody has a right to their perception or illusion-based thought. So I'm gonna say thank you, so-and-so, for saying this to me. It's allowed me the strength and now to pull this out and to give it to something bigger than us, because we don't want to carry it inside our human bodies anymore. It's stifling, you guys. And when you have an overcrowded solar plexus, you really can't receive all this greatness that is coming to you, because you are think about it. You comes in to the crown, you're rocking, you're totally, you third eye in you or chatting it up. Yeah, totally. I can do this. You get to that throat and you're like, oh, it's a little tight in here. The heart's like, I don't know if I 100% believe you. Then you get in your solar plex and it's like, fuck that. You cannot do that. Who's going to listen to you? And then it's over. So we want to make sure that the solar plexus, you give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now, right? Pull every single thing that you, write it out. What has people made me believe about myself? Write them all down. And then go which one is not serving me anymore? And then give all of those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that were never yours. Now here's the key, guys, and this is really important to know, that when you're changing a behavioral pattern, so you're changing a negative loop cycle into a positive loop cycle, trust that it's uncomfortable. I can't stress enough that growth and movement away from is super uncomfortable. And what's been really magical is, while I'm writing this book and I'm writing about the solar plexus this week and I'm talking about the solar plexus, somebody messaged me on Sunday that caused such an uproar in my solar plexus that I didn't realize how much I hadn't dealt with an emotion that I was carrying. I had a massive panic attack on Sunday. Monday, I had to clear it. Yesterday in meditation, it still came up. And even this morning, I'm still feeling it. So I'm like, ooh, I really got to practice. And it is. I practice what I preach. And the more I become involved in the chakras and doing this with my clients and taking them through the Chakra Business Academy, I realize how quickly we need to do this in order to move faster in life and be able to be like, okay, why is this happening? What is it from? How do I need to deal with it? This isn't mine. I want my voice back. I'm going to shift and change this and give it away so that I can step forward with you guys in a space of love and light, so that I can spread my heart chakra love, because that's my mission here on this earth. So when you're in that mindset that you're ready to step into your starlight and to do this work, you will find a way to clear these out. Hands down, because they're not serving you and it doesn't feel good. And at some point you have to realize they weren't yours, and somebody made this pattern. It started in your root chakra with striving for that approval, feeling the judgment of others, the people pleasing, the boundaries. You get into your sacral, right, which was that hiding. I'm not being seen. And then you step into your solar plexus, and all of a sudden you realize that these thoughts, feelings, and emotions of others that they've placed on you is terrible, right? So that's why in the Chakra Business Academy we spend so much time working on the bottom ones, because everything becomes clearer for the upper ones when you've done the work through those bottom three. So this is the last big gun. You do carry stuff in your heart, but most of the time it's coming through the bottom three. So if you can totally get in and excavate, I always say like an ice cream. Maybe it's because I love ice cream. I have a bit of an ice cream fetish. An ice cream scoop. You go in and you just scoop out one thing at a time. And you're like, fuck this. I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to have my voice. I want to be seen. I want to feel confident in who I am. I want to not feel like an imposter. I want to feel confident, and I'm going to let all of the stuff that all those people said go. Boo on them. Not that they're not allowed to have their thoughts. That's the greatest thing in this world, is we get to choose ourselves, not what anyone else thinks about us. Like, that's a powerful statement, you guys. And when you're fully in the mindset that you are connected to so many things that are bigger and greater, and you have this beautiful connection to them, you realize how much you've been taking in that isn't serving you. So I would love, again, to start a conversation about this. You can message me privately. You can place it down here. If you want a chakra reading, you know I'm always here to support you, so you can see where your current energy sits, and we can work through some of that. If you know that you're ready to step into your stardust and like fucking zoom to the moon and be in the space to serve, let me know that too, because I'd love to honor that space with you. If you're just like, holy crap, she says a lot and she speaks really fast and I can't remember what she says week to week and I want to read her book, let me know that, because I'm looking for readers all the time before my book gets into stores. I just want you guys to know that I'm here for you to be love, spread love in any means that I possibly can. So I'm going to send this heart chakra, which I'm super excited to talk about next week, because that's my chakra. Look, I'm even wearing red. So, be love, spread love. I am oozing my Care Bear stare all over you guys. Yesterday, I actually told somebody it was like one of those, when the goats or the camels spit, and they go, sorry, that's kind of what a vision I had yesterday. The heart chakra, sometimes it's just like really spitty. If you're really juicy and you just want to get your love juices all over people, and that sounds dirty, but it's not. It's an authentic way in which you can share just constant love. Love, 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 love. And that's what I want you guys to get to as well, because when you clear out those bottom three, you have much more confidence giving your love out into the world and knowing that no one is going to take it, hurt it, or be mean to it. And that's what we're going to talk about next week, because the heart chakra likes to breathe. Inhale, exhale, but that's next week. All right, you guys, I love you all so very, very much. Thank you for tuning in. If you know that this was going to help somebody, please share it. And I look forward to connecting with you all next Wednesday for Tea with Tamara. Have a magical day.